Second game, Cloud and Tempest actually continuing the Nocturne ban, adding LeBlanc to the pool. Interesting. Maybe that's a counter pick, but they're going to first pick here for Bishu, but that's a new one. The Elise now not in the ban pool, but Kha'Zix added on this one. Morgana, Ziggs still removed away. Jax, respectively, as the first pick there, so Cloud and Tempest.
Soraka's still up, but did not really have a game-changing impact before. And as I said on Analyst X, it looks like EG aren't concerned about the pick and are willing to deal with it.
Yeah.
And again, the focus on the jungle from C9T, trying to get Snoopé on a different champion. He performed very well on the Pantheon though, so.
Yeah. Cloud and Tempest, though, they still want to play the Soraka, and to me, I think this is the right choice because I don't think it was their team comp that backfired. I don't think their strategy was wrong, and I think to throw away your best strat, right? You come into game one with your best strat, arguably. To throw it away because something else went wrong, I think is silly. So they're saying, you know what? We'll still run Soraka. We'll still try to run a comp, probably with a lot of healing on it overall.
And I also would expect another Corki pickup from Altec. Does so much magic damage. It works really well with the Shred from Soraka in those team fights.
Yeah.
Plus, Corki does a lot of AoE with his magic damage, so they can really pile it on with those two, especially if he opts for Sork Shoes.
Yeah.
Because flat penetration and more flat penetration equals true damage.
True. Absolutely can. And keep in mind also, Ryze now this time not banned by EG. So you might see the giant magic damage stat come in for C9T and be like, yeah, you know, Ryze, Yuzuki's going to have a really good game.
And more flat penetration.
Exactly. Just stack it in. Jungle Karthus. Not the case. Jungle Evelyn going to come through here, so Cloud and Tempest happy to play magic heavy on this one.
They are really tunneling on that Evelyn pick. I think it must be the limited champion pull of Kez. Now, I know he does play Elise as well, though. So I guess that's just another choice of another magic damage jungler, though.
Yeah, I think this is his choice because C9T are the only team even banning junglers, basically.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, Kez, you're still going to play the Evelyn.
And this is Feral Flare OP patch as well, before it was changed to 30 stacks and before the price was increased.
And we haven't seen Xin Zhao at all. Master Yi has only really played an EU challenger. We haven't seen him too much.
I like how they called on the analyst desk how neither of these teams play Lee Sin in the jungle. However, Inox loves Lee Sin top lane.
Yes,
so
he does.
If the Lee Sin was locked in, that would... There we go. It's obviously going to be Inox. And then we will have a return to the Pantheon from Mr. Snoopé.
Snoopy. All right, well, let's move the grab there, the Pantheon. So a lot of similar picks going through for Evil Geniuses. The only new one being the top lane so far, saying, well, you didn't get Jax because we banned it, but have Lee Sin, your other great champion for Inox.
Yeah, this is interesting. Going for the counter pick here, Lee Sin into Ryze. Lee Sin definitely has the ability to kill Ryze early, and they can keep him down very easily with a Pantheon. One gank there, the same situation could happen as last time. You tip this top lane matchup with one gank, and then you continue that threat with the Pantheon ultimate. Even if an Evelyn does show up, Lee Sin has a pretty easy time of escaping that just because it slows and he can dash so easily.
Yeah.
And you can buy enough time for a Pantheon to come in with an ult counter gank, which would go disastrously for Cloud9 Tempest.
So now Evil Geniuses have the chance to
Oh.
make a similar situation and make it, again, 4 champions the same for both teams here. Top laners are different because of the bans. The rest of the comp's equal for both teams.
We're definitely going to see if the first 10 minutes play out differently, because last time was a complete disaster for Cloud9 Tempest. They have to play safer this time around, and they've got so much magic damage here. They're very, very heavy on the magic damage. Even Evelyn going hybrid, I guess they have 2 hybrid champs with Evelyn and Corki, but it's still overwhelmingly magic damage. So that should be the easy build path for Evil Geniuses. And towards the late game, they'll have an advantage there.
Yeah, so I want to see then how the builds pan out, because I know for Pantheon it's easy to buy Hex Drinker. For top Lee Sin, actually, you could buy one as well. So I feel like it's easy to add into the build paths.
And the thing is, with all this flat penetration from the champions, you really need to build magic resistance if you are on EG right now. Is if you don't, then it's going to get right down to that true damage very quickly with Ryze and Soraka.
You can go negative with those abilities, so you do want some there. So guys, as the teams load into the Rift, remember to tweet us your picks at LOL Esports. Use the hashtag C9TWin, or if you think Evil Geniuses will come out on top, use the hashtag EGWin. We'll see, of course, how your votes go in throughout the game. You guys did, after the online poll, the Twitter poll had EG pulling ahead in game 1, and you guys were right on that one. So looks like the guys were changing their minds halfway through. Pretty accurate. Once you see the game play out, you're like, you know what?
Pretty easy to analyze after the game has started.
To be fair, they did that one before the first blood, so I'll give them credit. They saw Champ second and was like, I feel EG in this one.
Yeah. Okay, so it is going to be a teleport Lee Sin matching up with the teleport Ryze.
Yeah.
And the analysts were also talking about how Cloud9 might want to force that 2 versus 2 because they feel like they have such a big skill discrepancy in the bottom lane. But we'll have to see how the early game plays out because that's such a hard thing to pull off. It's really such a guessing game trying to figure out where your enemies will start out. And if you guess wrong and you on blue side make the switch and send your AD carry and support top, then it can throw the entire game off. And that's not what Cloud9 want to do. They want to have a calm start so they don't have the same problems as last time and they actually get to play their team comp out without having to deal with some ridiculously fed top laner.
Well, we'll see how the early game pans out then. Cloud9 Tempest once again. They ward the blue buff, and they walk down to the Tri-Brush. Now the thing is, if EG has like any coaching staff here, they can be like, hey, so by the way, their level 1 last time was ward the blue buff and go down to Tri-Brush, and CNIT running the exact same plan. To be fair, EG running the same plan as well for themselves, but...
Yeah, so this is the lowest risk beginning starts. We went over it so many times, but yeah, both teams invading the opposite blues, red side going up top, making the switch, and it looks like we will have the now standard switches and early tower pushing as well.
Wow, and after watching game 1, people have changed their minds pretty heavily. Evil Geniuses definitely do look a lot better in this series. 84-16.
You see the result from the game 1, and then you see the champions in game 2. Oh, they're all the same. Well, the odds.
How good is Yuzuki's Ryze?
The odds have changed. All right, so it's the 5-man invade using their Soraka to come as well. See how long he stays there. Orianna getting the early shove on Soraka could actually hurt that mid lane matchup. And it looks like Pobelter will get the early shove if he wants it. Getting the lane first. Can also zone Soraka pretty well with that ball placement.
So it is going to be the 2v1 setup. No, actually, look at this. There's a recall. This is smart. Okay. So there's a recall from Glebe Larbu on Thresh. This is the counter to the 4-0 play. Your AD carry solos the empty lane, and you 3v4 the heavy lane.
So they haven't recalled the other people, though. So right now, it is just the Thresh. Now the other two start to recall, so they're going to try and 3-man defend the 4-man push. They need to get there at the perfect timing, though, because EG are pushing on the second wave, and they're going to have Lee Sin and Pantheon in position. If it's just Glebe, then they can catch him out. So good ward, but they need to get into the turret to be able to defend it. They are trying to teleport in just to get positioning here. Evelyn really far behind.
They're both level 1. It's a 2 versus 4. Yuzuki going to take a whole bunch of damage. Stunned up. He goes down for first blood. He was alone on that one. Second wave push comes in too fast.
Yeah, so if you try and counter the 4-man push, you have to be in position under the turret when they're all 4 there. Those extra few seconds will cost you first blood. Just saw it there. Ryze does bite the dust first. And he also used his teleport to try and get in there in time. So huge upset here for Cloud9 early. They're going to be very far behind, trying to make something happen with countering the 4-man push, but they weren't able to get the timing down.
Yeah, and Inox, of course, just teleports down to the bottom lane to hold this lane 1v1, so not much missed XP for Evil Geniuses overall. Looks like Yuzuki and Glebe will be safe up here, but it's just different 2v2 lanes. I don't know if this is the one that C9T really wanted.
Well, their duo won't have to face up against Altec, so this might even be good for EG since the support and AD carries are split up. And they won't have to deal with the quirky bully.
I wonder how good the Yuzuki-Glebe synergy is. I don't feel like they duo lane very much, but thing is, it almost works out because you've got. Here's the thing, right? Like Ryze is still ranged. He can last hit pretty well. I feel like he'll be safe, and actually has kill threat with a Thresh under the turret. Whereas Altec can zone away Inox. This actually might be, despite the first blood, a slightly better lane setup for C9T. Maybe. I want to see how it plays out.
Well, considering the players that they have, they're probably happy with this. Giving a lot of their farm to Altec is usually the game plan for Cloud9. So they're happy to focus as much money as they can onto Altec, and they have the confidence in him to use that money to carry in the mid and late game. He did miss a CS right there, though.
Quirky mechanics slightly dropping off this one. Snoopy going to clear away an early pink ward, though. That one definitely did not pay for itself, and he just quickly replaces that one. Altec now trying to still hit this bottom lane turret. Is down about half HP. Inox not able to easily defend this one. Lisa, not the best lane counter to Corky.
Interesting counter jungling here by Snoopy as well. A lot of time here for Kez just walking around after Snoopy found his pink ward and replaced it with his own. If they do run into each other, Kez actually has a level on Snoopy, and he should be able to take him.
Well, Snoopy waiting around.
Gets
jumped on there. Here comes Soraka as well. Snoopy is on the wrong spot in the map, but gets a shield. He flashes, but the kill goes over to Kez.
So again, Snoopy actually gets caught going for a gank, and this time around, the flash does not save him. There's no Jax to stun.
Inox finding some good damage in Altec, though. Half HP and almost no mana now in the Corky.
You can see what Altec was doing there, though. He did a short Valkyrie just to get enough distance so he could turn back around and auto-attack. He wasn't just running blindly away from Lee Sin. He was still looking to move aggressively.
Uh-oh, some danger right here. Altec does have Summoner Heal, burns it, but Inox has the Q. Does have to flash away. Altec not going to chase.
Yeah, he's calculated there. The one more auto-attack would not be able to kill Inox. So he does not go for it, and he takes the summoner advantage. It's these small things in the trades that that Altec does that really make you appreciate his play.
The difficult thing for Inox, though, too, is he basically went one wave early because his teleport still is not yet available. He has to walk all the way back to lane without boots of speed. Double Doran's Ladle Center into the top lane. Yuzuki, 30 CS to the 27 of Lee Sin, and this Ryze has TP available. I feel like when the lanes settle out, this is a better match for C9T's top laner.
Yeah, they're happy to get Yuzuki to that tier very early here. Now he can actually recall, and both teleports for the solo laners will be up.
Yep. Goes for Catalyst, undoes it, goes for tier instead. Yuzuki realizing, now I still want the mana sustain to go up, buys the pieces of Catalyst. Kez roams through the mid lane. Krepo, I like that ward. We talked about how to beat Evelynn is getting wards in the enemy jungle to watch her doing camps. Krepo spends some time saying, well, if you go double golems, we'll know. Snoopy has a ward by the Wraith camp as well. So EG will know if Eve is bottom side. Mid lane is holding equal as well. So it was actually better for Pelter by this point last time in. Looks like it's gone a little bit more equal. Doran's Ring. Both these guys, you're kind of an amplifying tome lead versus Boots. Not a big deal.
Snoopy's still level 4 though. Getting pretty behind because of that death this time around. And when Snoopy gets behind, he usually has a pretty hard time in the remainder of the game. One of the problems that plagued EG for a long time in the LCS was if they do not get off to a good start, they force a lot of engages.
Yeah.
And they overextend and they get even further behind. They kind of do a snowball against themselves. And here, a level 4 Pantheon tanking up the dragon. Evelynn's on the top side of the map, so they're trying to rush it down, but Soraka is getting into place, and she's an amazing team fighter. Looks like the Gambit paying off for EG, though. Able to secure the global objective without even losing much pressure on their mid turret.
Very nicely done there. Evil Geniuses. They missed a minion wave, but who cares? Kaz is 6, Snoopy's still 4.
Yeah, even after the dragon, still level 4.
Now 4 2/3. Yeah, he's got a ways to go.
He will get the catch-up bonus experience from his red buff, though. Because when you are behind as a jungler, you get a percentage increase in experience from killing the big monsters of your jungle camps. And since your red buff does update without having to kill them, he should jump up pretty big here.
Smite comes through, see what he gets. Full level from that one, and he's most of the way to 6 already.
Yep, he just needs one more goal, and that almost was 2 levels right there. And clearing out the red. Kez getting into position, though.
He's 6 and Snoopy's on the wrong side of the map. Sneaks into the second brush. Is going to get spotted out.
Whoa! He just got out of range there.
Wow.
Because of the the circle that Krepo's walking in.
It's going to be okay. There's the jump in from the backside. Burst onto Yellow Peak out of nowhere.
So
Kill goes to C19.
that is a game of inches. Here goes the Pantheon ult though, trying to make Altec pay.
He missed the big rocket. Now in a duel with Snoopy, teleport comes in. Altec does not have heal. And Yuzuki
He goes
can't
down
get enough
fighting
fight in
though.
time.
Yuzuki can't clean up anything out of that. Wow, what a nail biter for Altec.
Bishu Pavos are now in a fight. 8 versus 8. Shockwave is available, so is Ignite and Heal. It's going to be nothing for nothing, though. And Evil Geniuses, actually, they found their way back into this game thanks to that Dragon and the trade in kills. EG's ahead in
So
gold.
both junglers with successful ganks on opposite sides of the map this time around. Altec almost was able to outplay that 2 versus 1 and get someone low enough for Yuzuki, but not quite. Just seconds are making the differences between these two plays, up top and down in the bush, where Krepo barely backed off for a second and allowed Kez to get into the bush.
Yeah, wow, so there we go. Level 9 now found for Soraka. 9 soon for the Orion in the mid lane, and we have a 400 gold lead for Evil Geniuses. How else will the lanes pan out? Looks like Yellow P actually rushing for a Trinity Force, Altec doing Bloodthirster, which means Altec's slightly stronger in a fight right now. You can see he has a level lead because he was soloing that bottom lane for so long. Can he bully out Yellow Pete much? They're trading blows back and forth. Q's dodged.
I do like the game plan from EG as well, focusing Pantheon ults this time around on Altec to try and keep him down since C19 are funneling a lot of money into that Corki. They don't want to let him get out of control, and you saw how he almost already got to that point as he was taking down Inox, and Snoopy barely was able to save him. Good job shoring up their weak spots.
Bishu, though, in the middle of 3 to 4 enemy champions. Inox comes from the side. Kez down to half HP. Snoopy
Whoa!
gonna flash stun, but the heal comes out, keeping him safe. The kick not gonna do enough now. Snoopy, Inox on the wrong side of the map. Glebe, does he have the spells available? Yuzuki just might. The burst comes down. Snoopy falls. Inox goes down. Double kill Yuzuki.
Ooh, too deep for EG right there, and good roam down from Yuzuki coming to clean up. That should also give them control here. Pushing against Oriana is not quite as difficult as pushing against Soraka, but it still will be a task for them, so they decide not to try and go for it.
Meanwhile, we just still have this duel. The AD carries featured matchup right in front of us. Altec goes in. Yellow Pete forced back to the turret, does not dodge the Q. One more rocket, not gonna go for it.
He needs a real big one
Yeah.
to be able to take this. Oh, look at this. Thresh coming in from the side, just warding though. And he does not get another rocket off to stop the recall. But the Pantheon ult is up.
Ooh, this is risky. Glebe not on top of any wards, realizes he has no teammates around.
Support can't solo the blue buff steal. Tough life.
It's unfortunate. You can steal it from enemy champions, though.
Afro can.
Yep. Empowered Q. Doesn't mean too much. Krepo's going to be fine. His bottom turret is going to stay alive here, so this push hasn't really done too much for C9T, but create a lane for Altec to farm, and he's got 113 minions right here.
It also has resulted in Yuzuki with both of his scaling mana items already completed at 13 minutes, so C9T are pretty happy and with the way this one is turning out this time around.
800 gold for these guys. Kez, level 8. He has been part of 3 kills so far, so he's had a bit more success there, has more minions than Snoopy as well. Bishu going pretty deep in enemy territory for some wards. Problem is he walked through some pink wards doing so and didn't sweep them away. So this is all known. EG pinged both wards that went down.
Yeah, so there's some good wardage around the Dragon for Cloud9 right now. The only problem for them is that the teleport for Inox just came up, and Dragon's in 40 seconds or so. Yuzuki's will not be up in time. So Kez is trying to pressure top preemptively before Dragon spawns, get some pressure there, either make him force him to recall and teleport back to try and save minions, or get some sort of pressure up top before going down for that second Dragon fight. Good call right there, but he wasn't able to make anything happen. So he had the right idea, just not able to execute anything up top, and now the threat of Dragon is going to draw him back down to the other side of the map.
13 seconds to go, right about the timer on Yuzuki's teleport. He should be able, he'll be about 30 seconds late if EG goes for the Dragon fast.
And we saw how fast they did it before, even with a level 4 Pantheon. So 30 seconds is going to make or break the next fight if EG decide to pull the trigger.
We'll see. Bishu in a half HP. Pobelter does not know Evelyn is coming. Bishu's going to go back in for this one. Here comes the engage. The shockwave lands on 2, but here comes Pantheon on the backside. Bishu does have the wish, but no summoners available. Big burst in from Snoopy, but he goes for Kez. Kez fires back. One hate spike, and he gets it. Kez on the retreat. Pobelter very low. Has to get out.
So with both junglers going so low, the dragon fight is going to have to wait. One of them needs to respawn and the other needs to heal. Both mid laners come out of that pretty evenly though. All right, it's time for the bottom lane bully here.
Krepo shields the wrong person. Cleave with the box and the flame. Krepo flashing out. One rocket. Ooh, summoner heal keeps him safe.
Close one there for Krepo, almost costing him his life, but they are going to have to give up the turret for that. And we'll see if C9 actually venture into that pink ward bush. They're trying to deny more minions to the turret, leaving the turret up for as long as they possibly can, making the bottom lane of EG pay for that mistake. And because of that mistake, not only is it the turret, but they can also get that dragon that we were hyping up.
And EG not in the position to contest this one. 5-2 in kills, 1-0 in turrets. Had a weird start, but we went down finally to 2-on-2 lanes, and Cloud9 Tempest now up 3,000 gold as a result.
Uh-oh, Pobelter's under attack.
It's gonna be all right. The Flash keeps his robot body safe. He's gonna be all right.
So I am glad that we got to see C9T go back to the same strategy here and actually perform it without having to deal with a uber-fed Jax this time around. Because it's going to be very interesting to see a team fight with all this magic shred and magic damage on the team. If we look through the inventories here on EG, they don't have a lot of magic resistance. They've got a couple no magic mantles. That's it. And you know, the Athenes is going to help out Pobelter a bit, but we'll see how the shred comes into play.
You know, for what it's worth, they've got an armor shred too. Not like it's going to matter for the team.
Hey,
but
he's also got true damage.
Yeah.
If we're naming off damage types.
You know, he can also, he's got a red buff, he's got more true damage. Every auto attack, bunch of true damage.
You know what else? He's hit a power spike with that Bloodthirster. Let me see how many stacks he's got. Oh, it's fully stacked. Yeah. So there it is. He's got the maximum efficiency right now on that Corki.
And it's been a long time since Yellow Pete shop. He's at 1,500. He's actually really far from Triforce, actually. So the farm really not been that good to the EG AD carry. Once again, a 50 minion lead for the Cloud9 Tempest AD carry. Analyst has talked about that being important. Afro said it. And you're seeing this right here. Much more important AD carry, despite being 0-1-0. Like, Alltech does way more right now in a fight.
And it's not just Alltech either. This C9 team, the entire team scales really well. Their team fight is going to be ridiculous. Against a melee heavy team with Pantheon and Lee Sin both going damage, having to jump in, they're going to be in range of Starcall the entire time. They're going to be in range of Ryze's AoE the entire time. Even Corki, like, they are just going to get obliterated with magic damage as soon as they jump in on someone.
Well, we'll see how good the shockwaves are, though. Orianna's one champion that can definitely turn games around with a really good ulti. And we'll see if Pobelter can get that. Yuzuki playing safe, realized the roam was happening. Backs out for this one. No turret kills yet.
Oh, the dive!
The man drop comes in. Kez and Yuzuki now in a 2 versus 3. Snoopy does not find anyone. And actually, though, Krepo just might the flash with the wall. Yuzuki going to be safe. The flash back in, though. Here comes Bishu. Might have been too much. EG forced to back away, and Kez on the chase.
Oh, he doesn't get
out. The shield, the shockwave misses. The wish, though. Kez now overextends. He gets healed, and he stays alive. Ignite won't claim him either. Krepo has a shield. I'll take it as a turret. Krepo's got flay. And there's the kill picked up.
Oh,
Big by C9T.
Wow, turning around the dive. C9T, they force, this was the engages we were talking about from EG. I said when they get behind, they force these things and they get further behind. They snowball against themselves. When they get ahead, they press it really hard and they get a tremendous lead. We see games like last time. When they get behind, it's the exact opposite here. So once again, they go for the dive, but the move speed on both these champions. Ryze pops his ulti, Kez pops his W. Yuzuki does a good job of flashing over. It's so fortunate that he did it at the exact time that Inox actually threw his Q. So much damage being put out with the Ryze and Soraka. That's what we were just talking about for so long. And Kez survives because of the ridiculous amounts of heals and shields from the team, ending up with a 4-man. It was a 4 versus 4, but Lucian was actually doing nothing this whole time. Lucian was just walking across, trying to join the fight, whereas Altec was on his own mission. He was getting farm, and he was also taking turrets.
The flash summoner heal from Bishu is what saved Kez in that one and kept the fight going. So teamwork all over the place for these guys. Managed to make the plays they needed to do. 5,500 gold now puts Cloud9 Tempest ahead in this game 2. Very lackluster first game, off some early game mistakes. They stopped those from happening, and it's a much different game here. Now the test is, so Evil Geniuses, they had a giant leader Leon, a big fed Jax. They said, okay, we'll control the map, we'll siege up, and close the game in about 35 minutes. Cloud9 Tempest now are in control. How do they play with the lead?
I'm really surprised at the fortitude of these Cloud9 players. They are young players. They talked about not having land jitters anymore, but the confidence to go right back to the same strategy that they got obliterated with just because of an early game mistake. They're like, yes, that was an early game mistake. We're not going to abandon our plan. Everybody stay on board. We can do this. And they're definitely pulling it off this time, even with, again, failing with part of their plan. Trying to go with the 3-man defense of the 4-man push. They still pulled it out. They concentrated towards the mid game, and they've held together just so well.
Yeah, actually, I remember at the end of game 1 where they got pretty much one-sided, just stomped. They were all kind of smiling. Like, Bishu sat there and was like, yeah, we lost it. Yeah, it was a really bad play, Topple. You know what? It's fine. Like, you could see on his face he was not even worried about the series. And so, you know, I just kind of want to echo your point that, yeah, these guys have been coming back in this game. Came back from a very rough level 1, and they're doing much better here. So, let's see what their next move is. Siege towards the mid lane. Glebe helping out with Bishu a little bit there.
Another ulti.
Gigantic. Push in now towards Yazuki. Not in range for the stun. Inox finds the Q, though. Slows him down, and this Ryze has got nowhere to go. Great kill picked up. Shut down.
They're waiting in place for the dragon, though. Snoopay commits up top. Cloud9 get an objective for it. Now, the question is, how fast can EG push? Can they get this secondary turret down? Because that would be completely worth it. However, the minion waves are lagging for them, and it doesn't look like they're going to have enough damage to pull this one off. Only 3 ranged, no way.
And the mid-outer turret actually goes to Bishu anyway. Looks like Pobelter had to pull back for a little bit there, and EG don't get anything for it. It's actually a dragon and an outer turret for a kill.
The outer turret was pretty low.
Well, yeah.
We'll give it to him.
Okay.
Altec, we're trying to make some solo plays here. He's got red buff.
That was through 2 shields. That was Orianna and Karma putting a shield. He went down to half anyway. So there's some very real damage there. It is Sword Shoes, by the way, for Altec. Yeah. And I like this. He went Sheen into Pickaxe. I think he's actually going to finish the Last Whisper next. That'd be weird, but I feel like
the double penetration build.
It's weird to me. Like I'm not completely convinced by Last Whisper, but it's like I could see him not finishing Triforce.
We will check the damage split of Corki after this game. Usually it's pretty heavy magic if he's doing, you know, more poking. He's doing a lot of auto attacking as well, though. So we'll have to see what the split comes out to be and if Last Whisper is warranted. This time around, though, with so much magic spread, I feel like he's just want to buff up those spells.
C9T, yeah, significant vote swing there.
Fickle voters.
Well, I mean, I think they're just being smart with this one.
No faith, man. You gotta stick with your choices. even in the face of a 6K gold lead.
Well, hey, there you go, 70-30. They've
matched the kills. It's 7-3 in kills. So basically, every time you get a kill, 10% vote swings in your favor.
All right, C9T need 4 more kills. They're 110% likely to win.
That's how numbers work for you.
Yes, it is. Don't worry, we got this. Bobel, they're going to take away some wolves.
The pink ward wars. All the pink wards are dead. It's a massacre. And only the greens survive.
But they have really short lifespans anyway. They do have natural causes very often. Glarbu, pink ward. Uh-oh. Another fight for wards up there. Bishu steals the kill. No gold to Glebe whatsoever for that one. Even though he did 4 of the 5 hits.
All right, Ryze is fully stacked, guys. He's got both of his items to completion now. and he's ready to team fight.
Yeah.
Him plus Soraka, they are looking to force something up in this top turret. They preempted this move with some pretty decent vision in the jungle, but they weren't able to clear out everything from EG. So the picks will probably be pretty hard to pull off, but it's the right idea.
Snoopy.
Oh, he wins the war over the Wraith. Now, if the whites... Never mind, I don't want to bring that up.
Nope, it's fine.
We are
I see.
We are not naming all these camps. All right, the 5v5 that CI9T want may just be unfolding before our eyes.
Kez looks for Pavelter. There's a Lantern, one-man slow from the E-Volty, three-man Shockwave though. This could be really big. 1-for-0 so far. Bishu is healthy. The hook on an Inox and Lee Sin goes down. 2-0. Bishu pops another couple of Summoner Heals. He stays alive. Third kill picked up. Two of them going to the way of Altac, and Cloud9 Tempest win a big fight.
Yeah, we get to see the power of the team fight, and they do get that pick that they're looking for with Kez. All he wanted was that slope, just to get one person out of position, and they obliterate their target. This is the power of the mid-game spike here from the Corki Soraka Rise. They have ridiculous team fight, and if they can catch you, they will kill you, and they will take Baron after.
And Kez is undefeated in smites, but here comes the Pantheon. CNT crew back up. Kez gets obliterated. Snoopy gets one kill. He will trade his life for it. Worf. No one from EG is around. It is one Baron buff off. But it is an assisted kill going over to C9T.
Now, the teleport down here from Yuzuki, they're also going to save the turret. So even though EG trying to push down bottom, they don't get anything out of it. And Yellowpe's got to be careful. Yuzuki can easily take him out 1 versus 1.
Rise is a scary dude.
However, 4 versus 1, the rest of this team rotates down.
Yeah, it's been pinged out. C19 knows about it. Crapple gets some wards. This is good. EG, despite losing control for a couple of fights, get wards down deep in the jungle. They take the mid turret down.
Yuzuki has been tipped off.
Someone called into the hotline, gave him an anonymous tip. It's like there's a Soraka on the loose, or an Orianna on the loose. You gotta be careful.
Well, it was a karma.
Whatever.
Good try.
I'm not saying the anonymous tip was reliable.
Okay.
The guy who called in said it was Orianna.
Well, job well done. Now they've got Baron buff, and another siege would probably just result in action if they get a hook onto somebody. They're going to be looking for Glebe to throw out the hooks under turret, and if they can land one of those, they definitely go for it. But EG, they should not be trying to force anything, just waiting till the tower dive comes from Cloud9.
Well, there's 2.5 minutes left in the Baron buff for C9T to look for that dive. They do have heavy armor on Kez. Rushed to Randuin's Omen, added a Ninja Tabi. You've got Frozen Heart already done for Bishu as well, who also went Ninja Tabi. So there is a lot of armor there if they do want to dive. Face the Mountain also done for Glebe Glarbu. So there's extra shields there. Glebe hits a ward. There's the dive in towards the top lane. Altek's kind of got nowhere to go. Glebe is just below him though. And the catch is not there. Altek gets away.
Yeah, Snoopy would have to fully commit to that if you wanted to get that pick. You would have to flash for that stun. And he does get it, but it's a little late. Glebe are already there for the exit.
You flash for the stun, and there's a lantern there. Crepple, though, gets the root onto Kez. Lands a Q, but haste afterwards. There's a big ulti across Bishu in the middle of the fight as well. Altek there for the cleanup. One kill picked up. Single man shotgun, but he goes down right away. 1-for-1 fight so far. EG, can they get out? Inox jumps the wall. Yellow Pete looks safe. Bishu takes damage.
It's 4 versus 5 though. The entire time Rise is pushing down bottom, and he's got the turret.
All right, that's Inhibitor turret going down. And Inhibitor itself now taking damage. Yazuki has some extra ability power, and it's decent damage, but he backs off.
All right, they can take Dragon now. Just move all the way down and take the extra gold that is on the map. No need to press for an Inhibitor. It's already exposed, so they can return to the scene. All right, so they get a pretty good ulti after he gets away from Prepo. Altek just gets annihilated here, though. They stun him into the Shockwave. Dragon does go down.
Okay, so Cloud9 Tempest, 1-for-1 team fight, but they pick up a Dragon and an Inhibitor turret in the aftermath of this one. Putting them now 10,000 gold in the lead, and they're 120% likely to win the game. EG sitting at 50-50. 29 minutes in, so C9T definitely slower in the advantages. It seems like they're taking a bit more time with this one. They're not getting as many deep wards, I feel, and they're not getting that same level of siege, but they are at 5 turrets. Bijou gets the big Wraith. I also got to point out, Snoopy has secured every single kill for his team. He's building really offensive because of it.
He's got 100% kill participation because he took every single kill.
Yep.
That's the way to do it. He's a team player.
Yep. Don't need assists. It's all him. If you're a one-man team, are you always a team player?
Yes. In that case, there is a me and team. All right, the exposed inhibitor is where they decide to return to. Rise does now have teleport. So pretty easy choice here for C9. They don't have to force anything. They wait for EG. EG has to choose. Do we initiate through a Thresh box into a Soraka for our exposed inhibitor? And the answer is yes.
You're going to go right on this one. Bijou going to get a teleport from a teammate there, and there's the push on in. Gleep Largo keep himself safe with the shields.
They don't get it. That was their only chance.
EG is engaged. Yuzuki's going to find a Rune Prison, but Snoopy gets out with Mikhails, thanks to Crepo. Quick wave here from Orianna, but the team is now here to fight. Cloud9 Tempest pushing in for the inhibitor, and C19 missing a couple of cooldowns. EG as well.
It was a good attempt there from EG, trying to catch C9 off guard because there was no chance if they grouped up as 5, and EG trying to take advantage of the Pantheon ult, but just barely not being able to pull it off. Means that C9 are probably going to walk this one in.
There we go. There's another turret going down, making that 6-3. Bottom inhib already dead. A small minion wave left, and they push in for inhibitor turret number 2. Bijou tanks it up. Crepo takes a big burst of damage. He goes down to Yuzuki, who just dives in the back lane along with Bijou. Gonna be the turret going down now. Snoopy locked up.
The
phosphorus bomb. The swarm comes through, and it's 3 kills picked up for Cloud9 Tempest. This could be the game-winning push right here if the respawns don't come in time.
I concur.
Well, mid inhib's gonna go down. They ping towards the Nexus turrets. 15 seconds of 5 versus 2. Pobelter does have a shockwave. Inox about has ulti. 2-man shockwave, good damage, but down goes the first kill. Inox kicks him back, but he goes to Rune Prison as well. That's going to be Nexus turret number 1. Only Crepo now alive. Nexus turret number 2 under fire. This should be C9T closing out the game, making the series 1-1. And the next team to win 2 games joins the North American LCS.
All right, Cloud9 Tempest fire back and even up the series.
And a very well-played game. 32 minutes, actually shorter than